Hello, good evening, and welcome to another piano lesson with Warren. My name is Warren McPherson. Thank you for joining me here today. Happy 2018. Glad you guys are here with me this year. It's going to be an exciting year with new tutorials and me experimenting with a whole lot of things. And as usual, I'm hoping you guys continue to send your questions, your requests, your concerns, things you'd like to see me start to implement on the website or on the channel. Lots of new things. DVDs will be coming out in about 2 to 3 weeks. And so if you guys are interested in that, be on the lookout. In this video, I'm not going to do much playing. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about doing things differently this year. 2018, now you've gotten a chance to reflect over your piano life for 2017. What are the things you were doing in 2017 that you want to change for 2018? What are the things that you've been doing in 2017 that you'd like to continue to do in 2018? The only way you continue to move forward and progress with your piano playing is by constantly doing things differently, by constantly challenging yourself and stepping outside of your comfort zone. One of the most frequent questions and emails that I've received in 2017 is, hey, I've been playing the piano for 15 years, 10 years, 5 years. I'm not improving. I haven't grown much. What can I do to get out of this rut? What can I do to improve? And it starts with doing things differently. So first you got to take a step back and look at what you've been doing. Look at how you've been practicing and how you can change that. I just recorded a video not too long ago on what to practice and how to practice. And this is a free video. It's available for download. If you're already on my email list, you should have received an email with the link to download that video as we speak. If you're just watching my channel and you're not on my email list, just head over to my website at pianolessonwithwarren.com. You'll be met with a pop-up, and you just got to put in your name and your email, and the link will be emailed to you, and you can download that video. That video is a sort of a guide, what you should be practicing and how you should be practicing it. Those are the two barriers that is currently preventing you from excelling at piano. It's not that you're not smart enough, because I know all of you guys are pretty smart people. I've been talking to folks from my channel who are engineers, doctors, lawyers, mechanics, artists, painters, carpenters. Just you guys are crushing it in your respective fields. So it's not a matter of intelligence why you've been stuck or haven't been progressing as nicely as you'd like. It's a matter of I'm not sure what I should be practicing and how I should be practicing it. A lot of you guys are not sure of your skill level. What I mean by skill level, are you a beginner? Are you an intermediate? Are you a intermediate advanced, meaning you're a pretty strong intermediate player? You're trying to break that ceiling to get into the advanced territory, but you don't know what you need to do to get there. When you hear the other advanced players, you know, you go, okay, they sound good with the chords and the runs, but I don't know how to do it or what I should be practicing it. So that's one of the first steps you want to acknowledge. Where are you currently in your journey? If you're not sure, I have a bunch of courses that helps with that. On my website, I have my courses designed by skill level. I always tell everyone, if you're not sure what your skill level is, start as a beginner. There's nothing wrong with starting as a beginner, because if you've been playing the piano on your own, self-taught, there's a high chance that there are a lot of things that you've missed out along the way. Your foundation is not as solid as it could be. And just like building a house, if a house doesn't have a solid foundation, then things are going to get dicey once the house is built. And the same thing happened with piano. If you don't have a strong foundation to build beginner, intermediate, advanced, you're going to realize that you're stuck, you're missing some things, your technique is a little sloppy, your understanding of chords is not that great, you don't know anything about theory. And so this video that I put together is to sort of highlight the main categories that you need to be working on every week to ensure you're growing. Another philosophy I use as it relates to growth. If you're not constantly challenging yourself, if you're not constantly doing things that you're like, oh, how do I do this? How do I figure this out? If you're not feeling that sort of constant experimentation, challenge, then you're not growing. And so what a lot of folks tends to do, they sit at the piano and they play for 20 minutes, for 30 minutes, and then they get up. And they've been doing that for months and years. You're just regurgitating things that you've already learned. That's not practicing. Practicing needs to be a strategic, sort of meticulous approach with a set goal in mind. What am I trying to accomplish for today when I sit to practice? Yeah. Now, there are times that you just want to sit and jam and play things that you can already play, and that's okay. But if most of your time spent on the piano is doing that, then you're not going to grow. And so I want to challenge you for 2018. Start doing things differently. I want to be your mentor. Follow me if you want to be able to play like me. Do the things I do. And the things that I stress in my videos: technique, working on chord progression, working on scales. A lot of people hate scales. Yeah? It's like kids running away from vegetables. They don't like to play scales. But scale is the building block for music. Just as how the alphabet is the building block for learning a language, you put letters together to form words, words together to form sentences. In music, everything derived from the scale. The chords, understanding how the melody works, knowing when you're getting outside the key, and what purpose you're going outside the key for. All of those things start first with understanding the scale. The scales that I recommend you try to get under your belt for as soon as possible: all 12 major scales, all 12 minor scales, or I should say 36, because you got natural minor, harmonic minor, and melodic minor. Blues scales and pentatonic. So those are the four: minor, major, blues, and pentatonic. If you got those four dialed in all 12 keys, you're a long way ahead. You'll be able to start to do a whole lot of interesting things with just those scales. So don't avoid the scales, yeah? 2018, we're gonna do things differently. If you haven't been setting goals in the past, make that a practice for 2018. Yep. Goal setting is how you'll be able to monitor your progress. You set a goal, and when you get to that point, you can assess how much have I accomplished. Yeah. And so what I want you to do, write this down on a piece of paper right now. What is your goal as it relates to piano for the end of 2018? What is it that you want to be able to do at the end of 2018? Think about it, write it down, and then paste that somewhere that you'll see it every day. On your refrigerator, over your bed, on your computer. I'm serious. Do this because you want to remind yourself, what is it I'm trying to work towards? Or else you're just going to get up day after day, and you dabble here and there, you play some stuff, but you're not really sure where you're going or how to even get there. So first, have a clear picture of what you're trying to accomplish, where you're trying to go. Secondly, I want you to know your reason for learning the piano. What is your reason? Why did you go out and throw down a couple $100 and getting a new keyboard, or a couple $1,000 getting a brand new piano? Yeah? Why are you watching this video right now? Why are you spending money on piano tutorials? Why do you want to learn the piano? Very important to have an answer for that question. Why is that? Because when the going gets tough, not if the going gets tough, when the going gets tough, there are days you just don't want to practice. Even for a week, you just don't want to practice. It's that reason that's going to help you to cut through it. For me, my reasons change from season to season, year to year. When I was a student in college, my reason for practicing is that I wanted to graduate, make my siblings proud, my dad proud, my family proud. I didn't want to be a failure. I wanted to complete school. So I worked towards that. Once I graduated, I needed an incentive to continue to practice. I was already playing in a band by then. I was music minister for my church. So my goal was to be the best band member I could be, the best church minister I could be. And so I continue to practice. Till this day, I continue to push my boundaries to learn more and to practice more. What's my new goal? My new goal is to be the best mentor and teacher I can be for you. Because I can't sit in front of a camera and trying to teach you guys something if I don't know how to do it myself. And so when you guys send in questions, how to do this, how to do that, can you shoot a tutorial on this, a tutorial on that, I go and I research things, yeah? And the knowledge that I have acquired, I then come and I present it to you in a video. And so that's my long-term goal. At the end of 2018, I want to have about 50,000 subscribers, yeah? I want to have people really emailing me and saying, I am learning. It's not enough for me to just have a bunch of people following me called subscribers. I want to know that people are actually learning these things that I'm putting out there. And so I constantly try to find ways to break down the information, to simplify it, because I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to teach you because I see that there's a need. There's way too many people on YouTube doing piano tutorials that's just impressing. They can play well, give them that, good players, but at the end of it, there's nothing to be learned. Nothing is being broken down, nothing is being explained. Yeah. So the other thing I want you to start be mindful of is your time. If you're watching a bunch of channels and at the end of it you can't say, I understand a new concept, then you were just entertained. You didn't learn anything. And you got to start to make a decision. Am I looking for entertainment or am I looking to learn something? Yeah. And so be mindful of your time, because I know all you guys are busy. You're crushing it in your careers, your engineer, your doctors, your lawyers, your mechanics, your carpenters, whatever you're doing. Your student working towards your second degree, your master's, your time is limited. So be mindful of your time and choose what you're watching so that at the end you learn something. Yeah? Next tip I want to leave with you is stop making excuses. You haven't progressed in months, in years, and it's your fault. Yeah? So don't say you don't have the time. You have the time. Don't say it's too hard, because a lot of you guys have done a lot more complex things. As I said, you're crushing it in your field. So, you know, learning the piano is just another task. But don't say it's too hard. Don't say you don't have the time. You have the time. And you haven't grown as much as you want to because you haven't been disciplined enough to put in the time, or you haven't been disciplined enough to do the things that are hard. Hey, I'm going to be straight with you today. Piano playing, if you're trying to get to the advanced level, it's going to take some time. It's not easy, but it's worth it, and it's definitely possible. And if you're following someone like me who tries to teach, then you'll most likely get to the advanced level. But I get too many emails about people trying to find shortcuts. There is no shortcut. You can either practice things efficiently or inefficiently. Yeah, but there's no shortcut. You have to put in the time. I try to teach efficiency because, you know, we're busy people. You got kids, you got wife, husbands, you got a life to live. And so nobody has 6 hours a day to invest in the piano. Maybe you do, and if you do, that's awesome. Most of us don't. And so the little time you get to practice, you have to plan that wisely, yeah? You got to make use of your time. So get prepared for 2018 that you're going to put in the work. If you practice the way I propose you should practice in this video, you're going to realize that practicing is no longer stressful, frustrating. It's no longer a headache because you're doing it in small bits. There's a saying I like to use: how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And so those worlds of music, there's so many things to learn in music. I've been playing piano consistently for 15 years, and I only feel like sometimes I only grace the surface. There's so many things for me to learn. And so don't beat up yourself and try to learn everything in one sitting and, oh, you're going to practice 3-4 hours a day. No, because after a while your brain checks out and you're not really learning anything. You're not really learning anything new after that. So, half hour to an hour a day and you're good. And you break up your practice session into segments, and I talk about it in that video. But 2018, doing things differently, that's our theme. Get rid of the old things that you've been doing for 15 years that's not working, yeah? If you're a beginner, awesome. This is an opportunity to start on the right path so you don't have to go back and unlearn bad habits, because it's not easy to undo bad habits, but it's possible. I have developed bad habits that I had to unlearn, because I started learning piano before I went to school and all that, but it's possible, yeah? Get a mentor. If you're watching this video, most likely I'm your mentor, and thank you, I am honored. If I'm not your mentor, that's cool. Find someone that you believe in, someone that you can learn from, someone whose teaching style resonates with your learning style, because we all learn differently and at our own pace. And so you need to find a mentor that works for you, whether that's someone locally in your town or someone online. Not to bash anyone, but try to avoid following 17 different piano channels. Not everybody running a YouTube channel can actually teach. And I'm being honest. Being a good player doesn't mean you're a good teacher. A lot of people out there are not good players or teachers, and they're spouting a lot of incorrect way of playing the piano. And if you're, you don't know if it's a good information or not, you just follow it. So you got to be careful. Do a little research, see, this person that you're following and implementing their things, is it working? That's one of the things you want to look at. Is it working? Great. If it's not working, then you need to, ask yourself, why am I following this channel? Narrow down the amount of channels you follow so that the learning, the information that you're getting is consistent across the channels. Yeah. So avoid the too much things can be bad. It makes you passive. And there's way too many things, so many people giving you all different information and all different advice, and you just get confused. And so you narrow the amount of channels you follow so that the information can be consistent and the learning styles and methods and information being spouted is consistent. And lastly, I want you to be patient. A lot of you guys are not patient enough. People emailing me saying, hey, I've been playing the piano for 6 months. Can you teach me about tritone substitution? You're not ready for tritone yet. Sorry, but you're not. If you've been playing the piano for 6 months, there's way too many other things to get through before you're talking about tritone. And this is where I get back to my previous topic on your skill level, knowing your skill level. If you're a beginner, tritone doesn't come until you're in the advance. You don't get into reharmonization and passing chords till you're approaching advance. As a beginner, you should be focusing on laying a foundation that is solid that you can build on. Getting a grip on your scales, your chord, triads in all inversion, intervals, developing your ear, strengthening your fingers, technique, all of those things, working on basic repertoire, popular progressions, all of that are foundation building exercises. So I know the whole reharmonization and substitution things are fun, it sounds cool, and who don't want to do that? All the bells and whistle makes you look flashy. But if you're trying to leap to get there, trust me, there ain't no shortcut, buddy. You're going to have to go back at some point and relearn the things that you're ignoring. So be patient, don't beat up yourself, and try to have fun along the way. We all start the piano at different levels, different ages. I started the piano at 18. You might be 40 and you're like, man, I'm 40. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Just think about how far you're going to be by the time you're 50. If you're 60, think about how far you're going to be by the time you're 70. There's no wrong age to start. We start when we start. It's what you do between now and then that's going to determine your progress. So watch my videos. Check out the courses on my websites. I go in depth in depth in all of my courses on my website, and I guarantee you they will help you whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or approaching advanced. The theme for 2018, doing things differently, yeah? Because you want to make some progress. And I look forward to hear your feedback. So in the comment section below, I would like to hear, what is your musical goal for 2018? My musical goal is to be a better teacher so I can serve you guys better explain the issues that you're having, creating content that will solve those problems. That's my goal for 2018. What is your goal? Musical goal, that is, and put it in the comment section below. Until then, keep listening, keep singing, and keep practicing, and I'll catch you soon in the next tutorial. Don't forget to check your email or hop over to the site and sign up to get that free video that gives you some guideline on what to practice and how to practice. See you soon.